Hello everyone, welcome to Caroline's Craftery. Do you have any of these? These are those coin holders. Like you put a coin in there and then you bend it over and the coin stays protected. I know a lot of people have these and I'm going to make a project with these today. I have two sizes. These are about an inch and these are about 3/4 of an inch. So you can use any size of these. Ones like dimes and pennies might not be quite as good. I think these are quarters and these are nickels. But anyway, let's start with what we are going to do. Now, some of them I did single. I just folded them in half. And I took my scissors and just cut down there to make them into single ones. I do have some finished projects that I'm going to show you at the end, but I really liked how these turned out, and I'm going to mask make some of these. I'm going to bring in just a book page. I've got a few stamps here, just a couple script ones. This is like a big cheesecloth one. This is a Stampin' Up! One from 2005. But today I want to use this one. Now, I think I got this off of Amazon. And it's kind of a generic brand. But I really like how it looks. So I'm going to use this big one here. And it's just like a big dark hole. You can kind of see what it's going to look like there. But it did look really good. So let's bring in one of these single ones. And let's just do a coffee one. I'm going to use archival ink because these are kind of a shiny, not really shiny, but like it's dull, but it's got like a coating on it. So I'm just going to ink this up. And just going to put it kind of in the middle. Might be off camera for a second. I want to make sure I got that in the middle. Just going to hold it down for a second. And I think that looks really cool on there. Move my one light here. So there is that. Let's just, I'm going to do 3 of these because why? Just because I can. And I'll show you a finished project in a bit here with it. Bring that closer so I can see where the middle is. My camera is like right at forehead height, so I can't really lean forward. So there's another one. Let's do one more. So I've done these in 1s, 2s, and 3s. The 3s kind of making like a belly band type thing. So there's those. So that should be good for here. Now you could do them in any color. Yeah, really. Any color of ink or whatever. So now I just need, a piece of cardstock for in the near future. I'm just going to use some white cardstock that's in my junk drawer. It's got to be wide enough to put these on. I really wanted to do acetate prints, but my printer does not like acetate, my new printer. So that's kind of sucky, but that's okay. Now, I just threw together some flowers that I had, and I made them kind of so they fit inside. Let me just, so you see how those fit inside. I did some smaller ones here for the smaller size. So let's pick, what color do I want to do? I just printed these on junk paper. They've got, some of them have stuff actually printed on the back side. But I was experimenting and I thought, well, why waste good paper? I'm going to do a purple one. I'm going to do these purple flowers right here. Now I could do different colors. I could do them all the same. These ones are kind of going to be the same. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to use two of the bright purples and one of the dark purples. Kind of want these relatively squarish. They don't have to really be like any special size or anything. So I'm just going to tip this over. Now these are, they're not quite square. Like you can see there, they're not quite square. But the flowers don't really matter because they can go in any direction. I'm going to use art glitter glue. I just bought another big container of it, 16 ounce. And that's going to last me, the last one I bought lasted me 3 years. And I do use the odd glue. I've still got some Elena's tacky glue, which I use the odd time for different projects. So now I'm just going to center that right over the flower. Give it a little pressing and just make sure that that's glued down. So we've got lots of room. Now because this is not a clear picture, I figure, well, no point in putting one of these on the back. Like, because, right, I could just sandwich this in here. But then the back, you see, I guess I could put two pictures together. There's an idea too. I could do that too. Because then you're not really going to see one picture and the other picture. I just thought of that just now. Okay, let's do this one, and then I can kind of show you just a couple things. Now these are really easy to make. Maybe you don't have the coin holders, but you could easily just cut a square and then put a circle inside that. Put a little piece of acetate on the back side, and you could make your own. Very, very easy. I have hundreds of these, and I might even put some in the shop. That might be a good way to get rid of a few of them. I found them last year, no, a few years ago at the Lions Club, and there was a box of them. Not something I've come across before, so I bought them all, and I don't even think I've ever used them until now. So there we go. Now I could back these with the white, but I could also like put these together too, now that I thought of that. Because then you've got that on one side, that on the other side. You could slip it into a pocket. As I said, I really wanted to do the acetate in the middle, but I need to come up with a plan for my printer. Okay, so I want to make sure I got this going the right way. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to make one of the belly bands I made. So I'm going to glue the back of this. Now you could ink the holes in this, or you can just leave them. I have been inking them, but I kind of forgot. Now I want to, okay, oops. I want to make sure that I got this going the right way. Okay, I want it going this way because I do want them kind of going down the long side. So then I'm going to flip this over and I'm just going to give it a good pressing. Now when you stamp these, you can get a little bit of ink on the acetate. I don't really care if I get a bit of ink on there, but I did make some little circles that fit in there in case you don't want any ink. Then you put one of those in and then stamp on the top, and you can see how much ink I use that one. Don't know if you can see those little brown spots on there, but that's how much ink would have shown up on the acetate. To me, that's not a big deal. And as I say, these go by really fast. They're really easy. And as I say, if you don't have the coin holders, maybe you can find some. I'm sure they probably still sell them at places to preserve your coins. Have no idea where, but I'm sure if you did some looking. So I'm going to put these right together. Now, as I say, this is kind of going to be like a belly band. And then this one here is going to go there. So you could make these into tuck spots, into pockets, into like a tag type thing. I don't think you could sew these with a sewing machine. I think they would be too thick. But I did try using my little needle punch thing that I use for my hand stitching, and it will go through these. Okay, and we've got that. And now I'm just going to cut this out. I thought about doing some and leaving a little border, but I haven't done that as of yet. But I'm happy to finally use some of these up. And I've been really trying to use up things that I've gotten in the past that have been sitting in boxes and bags and on my shelf and not really knowing what to do with them. Now, I know people have used these in the past, so it's nothing new using these coin things. Okay, I'm just going to ink up the edge of this. And now I'm kicking myself because I should have inked them up before I glued them together, but that's okay. Now I'm going to ink up the back in case I use it as just like a tag for in a pocket. Okay. Now I find that because I've cut these all apart, it's a little bit weak in between those, but if I'm going to use it as a belly band, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to bring in some. I've got some that I've decorated, and I really like how they turned out. I've got this little gold bee. That was some Stampin' Up paper, actually, and some flowers that I made, die-cut leaf, and just a little word specimen. Now, I don't know if I... Oh, right here. Hold on. I got these here. I made these for a digital kit, so I've been using them. So they worked out good. But so there's this here, and the back is just so... I could write on the back. I could turn that into a paper clip. I could just glue it onto a page, slip it into a pocket, but I think it turned out really cute. Here's a little orange one, different stamp on the back. They're all kind of decorated the same way because I decorated one and I loved it. Now here's one with that circle thing in pink. Oh, I think that is so, so cute. Backs on all these are just white. Here's one using like a blackish flower. This is that cheesecloth stamp on there. So any kind of background stamp would work good. Now here's some 2s. Now, because of the writing, of course, it's got to go that way. Now with the 2s, I just left it like this and just made them just like this. So they were actually fairly sturdy there because I hadn't cut them apart. Again, and this would make a great little pocket. If it didn't have the writing, it could go any way. But, and then here's one with some orange flowers. Love how they turned out. And just that one. So many possible ways to decorate this. Here's a nice purple one. I really like this. I did the cheesecloth in a green and then put in the purple flowers. And then here is the 3-way one. Now I put this here over one of these seams, which really sturdies it up. And then I've got a part of a bee there, a couple of flowers. Now I think that would make a great belly band or a side tuck on either side of your page. I don't really have any pages at the moment. Or just slip it into a pocket because you've got room to write. The only thing, because this hole is there, but I think the cardboard has made it strong enough that you're not going to poke your pen through that hole. But I really love how they turned out. Simple, easy, fun. And again, using up kind of scraps, I guess. The bee paper was Stampin' Up, and I've had it for 4 years and I've never used it. So to me, that's a scrap, even though it was a full sheet of paper, but I've never used it. So it's kind of scrap. I really like this pink, even though pink is not my favorite color. But I also like this teal colored. And blues are one of those hard things because there's so many shades of blue. But even just with nothing on it, I think it looks good. But a few words, a couple flowers, whatever. You could even use like magazine flowers, stickers, anything like that. But after, I'm just going to fold this in half. And I'm going to take one of these. And I'm going to just put just a little bit of glue here. Being that I thought of, okay, come on glue, keep working, come on. Just going to glue those together really quick. And now I'm going to go around and let's put this down on here. And it doesn't quite line up. I should have cut it separate, but you'll get the idea. I should have made the two of them separate, glued them on each side, and then did it that way. So I'm going to glue down all of this. There we go, and then close that up. Press down good and hard. But then you could just do that as well. But I find when I just fold them in half, they never quite line up. And then this is kind of hard to cut. Mind you, not too bad with the Tim Holtz scissors. But they cut through pretty much everything. But then we have a single one with the flower on both sides. They do make, when you've just folded them in half, it is pretty thick. Thicker than my liking for a journal, but it's not too thick that you can't use it. But if I'm going to do it that way, I will definitely cut the flowers out separately so then I can get them centered on both sides. Now I wonder if I could have put a paper clip inside. It might be another option to look into, is making a paper clip so that this would go over the page, so you'd see this on one side of your page, that on the other side of the page. So that might be an option to look into. If you make your own, they wouldn't be so thick. And I would just make mine out of 65-pound cardstock, or maybe an old greeting card or something like that. And then I've got enough dies and punches that I could easily die cut everything. But squares are really easy to cut, whether by hand or a die cut or whatever. And then the circle, just a small circle punch. Like this one here I was using. Well, I can't fit that in there, but let's see. So that would make a pretty big hole. I don't know if I can cut this or if it's too... Oh, there we go. So that would make that size, which would actually look kind of cool. Even I could have a big one on one side and a little one on the other, because you wouldn't see it once you put a flower in here. You wouldn't see it on that side, because then you could put a flower here and a flower on the other side. You could make whatever size you wanted, really. So now I'm coming up with more thoughts on this other than just what I made. And even just that was it was a little hard cutting it with this, but not too hard that I couldn't do it. So there's another possibility for this. I'm gonna play with that. I would have to make some bigger flowers, but that's okay. I don't mind that. So now I've got a few new ideas to play. As I say, I have hundreds of these, mostly of this size. I've got maybe 200 of this size and probably 400 of that size. So I've got lots to play with. I'm not worried about running out or anything like that. But let me know, do you have these coin things? And what have you made with them if you do? Got more possibilities. I plan on making, I'm going to say at least 50 of these little things. And the ones that I make, I'll show you in a what's happening video. But hope you enjoyed this little mask make. I always say mask. Mass make little project, and stay tuned for more finished ones. Check out the links below. Check out the other tutorials, Thrifty Canucks videos, all those, and check out the shops, Etsy, Creative Fabrica, and coffee. Lots of freebies on coffee. Also, you can become a member on coffee. Sorry, my voice is a little hoarse. And also the membership side of coffee. So take care. We'll see you in another video. Bye.